Hey, it's Nooch, and we're going to try something a little bit different here, but we know that you have been wondering how to Gamo, how to Gamorrean Guard. So we're going to show you today. We've got a bunch of footage from Gamorrean Guard play. Let's talk a little bit about what the Gamorrean Guard does, and that's very simple. You drop him in front of a tower, like right there, and he starts swiping at everything in the tower. He's super, super tanky. He's got a lot of health. He does a lot of damage, but he especially does a lot of damage to porgs. He is the anti-porg machine. You're going to see several times a flock of porgs coming on the Gamorrean. Gamorrean will wipe out the porgs. Just end them quickly. So that's his primary usage. We're going to show some other usage. Stacking up Gamos around the tower to make it really hard to penetrate. Gamo's taking damage as kind of a tank for the tower. Like there, you can see sometimes the sniper will actually target the Gamorrean rather than units. And then we're going to show how to use them on offense a little bit too. So while we're doing that, first of all, hey, notice we got young Annie over here, little Annie, in celebration of Hayden Christensen coming back to Star Wars. He's going to be in Obi-Wan show playing Darth Vader. We're going to put a link down there to a pod racer set, a little micro figure pod racer, micro set, micro vehicle, whatever. Anyway, so micro fighter. There you go. So take a look at that. It should be pretty affordable. Check it out. So how to Gamo? They're challenging, right? The Gamorrean is challenging. First of all, it costs 4. So if you're using it to protect a tower, you're kind of deciding you're going to play a defensive game. It's pretty much automatic. You're using Gamos. You're saying I want to play defense. You can see right there they take the splash damage and get stunned from the tower. They are super, super tanky, like Nooch mentioned earlier. This side tower, though, the rear towers, is not the best spot for them. The best spot for the Gamorrean is in the middle. Drop like a particle beam right in the middle. Put 1, 2, 3 Gamos around it and watch them protect that thing until Kingdom Come, because you got to figure you're on the dark side. The light side cannot get their booba balls into the middle unless they get some splash damage somehow. So those Gamos they may be able to be touched on the edges by those booba balls, but it has to be a perfect shot. Have to hit something alongside them. So they're really kind of, if they're in the middle, they're really out of the harm's way. They're causing a lot of problems. They're really making it difficult for that middle tower to die. Here you see that they're busy taking the damage. Look at that Gamo tanking, keeping everybody off the tower. We got 3 Gamos on the field. We put one on earlier. You can keep putting them down. They're going to absorb a lot of damage for you. The only challenge is when they're backed by those rear towers, it's kind of sometimes you're absorbing the same damage the tower is. So let's start fresh. We got several videos here. Here's our first one. And when we get to the end, we're going to have the most fun at the end, so hang in there, because at the end, we're going to play Count the Gamos. You know, like earlier, we have the video, Count the Stormtroopers. We put Phasma down. We had a bunch of Stormtroopers in the field. Definitely check out that video. We'll put a tag up here for you. But we're going to play Count the Gamos at the end of this video. But in the meantime, here we are. We're kind of setting it up. Here is the Gamo on the left. This is one thing you can do. You can use them as a tank on offense. Now look at this guy. You drop him way on the side, all the way on the side, far away from the tower as you can. It won't work. You kind of have to get the feel for it, where you can drop them, where they'll advance rather than go backwards back to the tower. Because usually when you drop them, the Gamo, they're going to search out the nearest defensive tower and walk toward that and defend the tower. You have to get them far enough away from the towers in order for them to move forward and start tanking, become a tank for the other units. But when they do, they're really effective at that. You notice here, Nooch dropped a Gamo on the right side of this tower. That's kind of a really exposed area, and you have to be a little bit careful, because if you drop him on the left and he gets lured forward, he can start taking fire from the X-Wing, and that kind of negates what he does, because then the X-Wing can just be shooting at him while the Gamo is lured. They can maybe stun it and keep it there while the X-Wing finishes it off. So the best place for that forward tower is on that right side, like we got down there, maybe a little bit more forward. Now you can see when it senses that Luke is there, it moves over to meet him and takes him out, and that's going to move back over, and here's where it kills, it demolishes porgs. Unfortunately, couldn't get to all of them right away. If you have an approaching swarm, the Gamo will wipe out the entire approaching swarm. But you can also see it's got some limitations. It didn't really sense those units there. They weren't close enough, so the units have to get close enough to your tower for a Gamo to move across your tower to defend the other side of it. So be careful with that. There we go. dropped a Gamo all the way on the left side, as far away as we could from our tower, and it advanced on their tower, put them in an immediate defensive position. Now it's teaming up with the BB-9, the C2, and a Stormtrooper to wipe out that tower, and it's still moving forward because it's got so much health. It's so hard to kill. Watch it go against these Ewoks here. Killed one, killed two more. So while it was doing that, everything else was still working. Ewoks are a pretty good counter to Gamorreans because they stand at range and fire. So keep that in mind. A really good way to counter a Gamorrean Guard or multiple Gamorrean Guards is with those Ewoks like you just saw there. But you're going to take some Ewok damage. It's not like they're going to go down without a fight. So there's one way. That's how you can use your... If you want to use the Gamo on offense, get the feel for it. Set it as far away from your tower as possible. It also kind of hides it over there so your opponent can't see that Gamo is coming if they don't really hear it, right? Here we go. We got a middle particle beam up. We have a medical I always do that, medical particle beam. A middle particle beam is up. We have successfully defended the initial onslaught, and here comes the Gamorrean. Oh, that wasted bomber again. I preach on it all the time. There's the Gamorrean now defending the tower. Now you've got to make an extra effort to get in on that tower and take it from NOOCH. And this is where NOOCH talks about when you are playing with Gamorreans, you are taking a defensive posture. You're not going to see a lot of max stud wins, but you can certainly protect. If that Gamorrean was on the left side, you would have seen it tanking for the tower. The sniper would have started shooting the Gamorrean instead of the tower. That's another benefit there. You can hold off that sniper for a minute while you figure out how to deal with it, how to get rid of it. So we're going to see that at some point along the way here. You're going to see a sniper shooting a Gamorrean. We got those porgs coming in. Here comes the Gamorrean. The porgs got in close enough to the tower where he could sense them. You see that he wiped out 4 of them in one shot and 2 at the next one. Another Gamorrean down. Another wasted bomber. It makes NOOCH so sad. So sad when people just drop bombers for no reason. Just a waste. Okay. Now we got 2 Gamorreans in that tower. That tower is nearly impenetrable now. It is going to be very difficult to unseat that tower, especially when we know that our opponent is heavily dependent on porgs. Now, here's something of note. You can't have 3 Gamos sitting on the same tower. NOOCH is kind of testing it here. You drop that 3rd Gamo, and you're going to see some more examples of this as we go. We're going to keep dropping multiple Gamos and this stuff. So, and watch, he's going to finish off the Ewok. He's going to go back to the tower. Here you see there, the sniper is shooting the Gamorrean rather than shooting the tower. So it actually becomes kind of a, well, not even kind of, it is a defensive tank for your tower. So there we dropped another Gamorrean in the back. It's actually cycling through to the front, so, and then it's advancing. That's another way you can use it on offense, although this isn't going to work. Oh, wait, no, it is, because we had the seismic charge. So that's another way to use it on offense. And in this case, it didn't do a lot, except that it kept the front out away from us. Now we have 2. We have 3 more down. We got 2 of them advancing, killing the porgs, killing the Ewoks, taking the particle beam. Anytime you can take the fight to your enemy, this is an age-old military principle, right? You want the battles going out away from the civilians. You don't want the battles near your tower. Another Gamo down. You don't want the battles near your towers. You want the battle away from it. So that's one thing the Gamo can do for you when he gets down there and he moves forward. He can take the battle away from your tower. Okay, so here come the porgs. Our Gamo's going to come over to help. You can really see the Gamorrean interacting with these towers, with the enemy units. This should give you a really good idea of how you can use those Gamorreans in your gameplay. We've dropped like, what, 5 or 6 here already in this game, and they keep dying. But look at our tower. Our tower is 75% health right now. We're about to heal it back up again, I would assume. Seismic charge takes out the porgs, healed the tower back. And that tower was never in danger of going down. We had it down to 500 health at one point, but that was right after a bomber run, so there was no concern for a bomber run, a second bomber run to take out the tower. So that's what the Gamorreans can do. They can defend that middle tower, and here we go. Here is our last battle of the day. We're going to count the Gamorreans. How many Gamorreans can you get on the field of play at one time in the middle? We're going to go to the same thing. Particle beam in the middle, defend it with the Gamorreans, make it super hard, and he's even got Tauntaun. He comes in with Tauntaun and BB-8 right off the bat. We drop the Gamo, takes out the BB-8 with the battle droids. The battle droid even taken on the chin. That tower is close to death, but now you see there's the Gamo taunting. Tanking is a better word. There's no taunt in this game. The Gamo is tanking. So, okay, let's talk about that. The Ewoks were dropped. The Gamo went toward him. It took the fire from the Ewoks so the particle beam could take out the Ewoks one by one. The Gamo was still alive, but came back, took out a flock of porgs. That is everything that this Gamorrean can do for you. It tanks for the tower. It handles the stuff that's coming in. It makes your opponent really work hard. It just makes them work so much harder to get your tower. And if you keep that CT unit there to keep healing back up, man, it can be a really frustrating experience. There's another Gamorrean that watch these porgs. Death to porgs. Right there. Gone. That is the Gamorrean's #1 function, is taking out those porgs. Boy, if we ever get like a healing unit in this game where you can heal that Gamorrean back up, watch out, boys and girls. Watch out. Look at the BB9 heroically stunning that Tauntaun. Here, oh, look, that's a Tauntaun sandwich. Didn't see that coming, except one of the Gamorreans was stunned, so he didn't even get on the action. There's, okay, third Gamorrean dropped, back left. It's going to go around, but watch this. As soon as the Gamorrean on the right moves out to engage the Flame Trooper, the Gamorrean that was advancing on the left changes direction and comes in to defend. He fills in where the other Gamorrean was clearing out. So pay attention to that interaction, because that can become really important. You're going to see it again here in a minute. And for some reason, the Big O keeps dropping porgs where Gamorreans can kill them. 3 Gamorreans. Okay, we dropped him right in the middle. He's going to go. He's going to advance. But look, that's a Gamorrean Big Mac. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickled onions on 3 buns. Look at that. Okay, now we got 4. There's 4 Gamorreans down. We lost 1, but look, they've sandwiched the Flame Trooper. They're going to take out those porgs. Now watch. The 2 of them are coming back. One's going to figure out there's 2 of them already there. 4 Gamorreans down. We finished the game with 4 Gamorreans. Count the Gamorreans. That's 4. You got to see a lot of Gamorrean interaction there. You see how they work on the towers. Hopefully this video helps you to learn how to Gamorrean and helps you improve your game. And that's all we got. But you, as always, you should always remember, NOOCH too good. Thanks for watching, and please like the video down below. You can also check out NOOCH's contributors up there. You can subscribe on Darth Vader over here, and you can watch more videos on this side. We'll see you next time.